Hi everyone, this is Lavi Sharma, and let's dive right into our course on holistic energy. So, in this video, we will be talking about how we can balance our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energies so that we can create that super energy which is required to achieve anything you want in this world. So, let us dive right in with the obvious suspect, which is our physical energy. So, when we talk about physical energy, we often connect it with are we well, are we sick, are we energetic, or are we tired, right? So why I call it an obvious suspect, because whenever there is lack of energy in our days, we feel we might be tired. And but still it's very important aspect for sure. And before I get into it, one important thing I want to tell you about energy, which science says. What is energy? You can look for the definition of energy, but one of the definition is that energy is ability of any physical object to do work, to perform work, right? And our body is also a physical object, right? We are also that physical object. So we need energy to perform any work. And now another important principle about energy is that energy cannot be created, nor it can be destroyed. It cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. And that is how physical energy aspect of this session on energy works. So it can only be converted, right? Like I said. So you can convert it through the food you are eating, or the energy which is inside you, which is dormant energy. When you expand it by exercise, movement, and all other stuff, it gets converted into useful energy, which can be used to do some work. So that is the concept here. And that is why the solutions to increase your physical energy is to do regular physical exercises. Whether it's yoga, going for a long walk, jog, cycling, running, swimming, whatever it is which you love to do or which you can do. And movement is necessary. And along with movement, it's also important that you do some deep breathing. Okay, because deep breathing, it helps you to have enough oxygen in the lungs, and in turn it also increases your energy. So a good combination of exercise, breathing, and diet will help you to get over all your physical energy aspects. Think of it as a car engine. It needs fuel, right? And it needs maintenance, and it sometimes also needs a long drive. If your car is just standing in the garage, it's of no use. So this is how physical energy works. And on diet, you can look up, but nutritional diet, which really enhances your energy and not uses it to digest everything. When you are having very heavy food, it's like your all energy is going in digesting them instead of that food getting converted into energy. So it could be whatever light food, water rich foods which are near to nature really help to increase your physical energy. Now the thing is it always physical energy? Doesn't it happen at work sometimes that it is afternoon, you got up in the morning, you did all your workout and you were fully energetic, you're not really physically tired because you're just sitting working, right? You're not working on fields, but still you feel tired. And that is where our second suspect, which is the mental energy, comes into picture, our emotional exhaustion. So we'll see one by one. So next is our mental energy. Yeah, so how does mental energy works? So that reminds me of one of the incident which happened. I was at work and I was again and again looking at my watch. I was wanted to go home because I was feeling very, very tired. And it was only 2 o'clock and 4 more hours to go before I start. And all those things were going on. Why was I tired? I was not really physically tired, right? But then suddenly my friend called. He wanted to discuss an outing. Let's plan a trip with our Toastmasters group. So he wanted to discuss about that. And I was all excited, energetic. How did that happen? Because this trip idea was really exciting for me. It was interesting for me. And whatever I was doing, it was appearing boring to me, maybe. It's like if you see, it's what you think about it, the work which you are doing. So that takes away all your mental energy. So we can see that mental energy rises with engagement and stimulation. That is one. So we have to give our mind some stimulants or some variety. If we keep doing the same thing in the same way and not making it interesting, sometimes our mental energy goes down. And it stems from repetitive tasks as well, or too much draining thought. And draining thought reminds me there is a lot of variety and so much confusion gets created around us. That also drains us down. So these are few things which look very obvious when it comes to mental energy. But one thing which is not so obvious is our chains from the past. Half of the time we have some labels from the past. Like, for example, when in childhood your teacher keeps saying, "You are not good at maths, you are not good at maths," right? And whenever you get to maths now, it takes away your energy and you mentally feel less energetic when you deal with such stuff. Or it could be worldly labels also, like, earlier people used to say whatever, flat world beliefs, those are called. So those kind of beliefs also take away our energy, which are so well accepted beliefs that we feel they are true. And that's where we lose our energy when we are doing those things. So what we can do to enhance our mental energy: inject some excitement, learn something new, take mental breaks, and for the change from the past, rationalize. Really look, are those things true? Like you are having everything on your head, one above the other, and you are walking everywhere with that load. How about taking them out one by one and rationalizing them, scrutinize them? Okay, if it is not of any use, throw it away. Then you will feel light and will be full of mental energy. So that's the another aspect of energy. Now let's move on to the third aspect, which is emotional exhaustion. Again, this is hidden key because we are so busy and we think we don't need to spend or invest in our relationships. So, but when we are emotionally exhausted, there is no emotional fulfillment happening in our life. We can deflate our, despite physical and mental readiness might be there, we can still deflate. So, how do we enhance on our emotional energy? By having healthy relationships. For that, maybe create or develop a pleasant personality, or create some deep relationships, which are real relationships in your life. We are so busy in our day to day work that we don't bother to look at our relationships at work. Imagine how much percentage of your life you are spending at your work, right? It's almost 50%. And not having good relationships there, does that work? That exhausts us emotionally. After all, we are human beings and human beings are emotional beings. So and then on top of that, we keep grudges, right? We keep grudges for people and we avoid hard conversations and we are having resentments about some people. So all those things we have to tackle when it comes to tackling with emotional energy. So practice love, practice forgiveness, and refuel your emotional strength and energy with these ways. So that's how physical, mental, emotional balance of it is like your body or you are actually phone with three batteries, and you have to actually charge all these three batteries to be able to perform to your best. And another thing is, like, how many a times it happens that something is there in our mind, that friend we are not speaking to for a long time, right? So maybe to up level yourself in as emotional energy, look at those kind of things also, where and all you feel incomplete about things, so that you can complete them and start afresh with full completeness. But you are anyway whole and complete all the time, but still these things work. And now let's look at what is next. So the next thing is, major thing is that you balance all three energies. So balancing is not about that you overdo one area. For example, you want to increase on your physical energy and you keep on running. Will that work? That will make you tired. Because once you are expanding your energy to create, or maybe transform that energy to become a usable energy, better make it to some use. So identify which energy source is drained. You can keep a checklist, which I'll be sharing a worksheet as well. You identify Whether you are having good exercise, are you doing your breathing, are you having good food, water is sleep, all these things are also very important when it comes to physical energy. Then are you involving yourself in new activities, are you bringing variety to your routine work, are you giving your brain something to engage with? And then when it comes to emotional, are you stuck somewhere? Are you not forgiving that person? Or are you building healthy connections at work, at home, in society, everywhere? And then are you also investing in self care? Self care is also important for you to be emotionally fit. See, emotionally fit is a altogether different topic. But like practicing gratitude, that's an emotion which is giving you elevated, like we were talking about in our previous course. That's an elevated emotion which also boosts your mental and physical well-being, and in turn mental and physical energy. So you see, all these three are connected. So you will have to introspect and find out which is the energy which is lacking in you. And then there is a secret source of energy, which is your spiritual energy. In usual discussions on energy, this doesn't come up, but according to me, and I have really brought it in my energy topic, because I feel this is very important. And from where spiritual energy comes, when nothing else is working, believing in that higher power gives you spiritual energy. And the source of this energy could be you having that higher purpose, which is aligned with the purpose of the universe. Who knows, right? What is your purpose? What are you here for? And what are your values? See, there is nothing right or wrong here, but what do you think is true? What is true for you? That is when you are aligned with all these things, that gives you spiritual energy. And how you can develop spiritual energy? By meditation. See, when you meditate, you can not only connect with universe, you also clarify your thoughts and minds, and remove that cloud which is there. Right? And prayer, because then you are surrendering to a higher power, or being near to nature. Like I go for long walks in nature, that really helps me to sort things out, clear my mind, and makes me feel very energetic. And service, when you are serving other people, the living beings, anything, right? Not necessarily human beings. I'm a big advocate of loving everything. Like it's like human beings, it could be animals, it could be even trees, plants, or whatever, all living beings in this universe. So when you do that, you are actually connecting to something beyond this world, and that gives you spiritual energy. And when you are spiritually energetic, it automatically uplifts all other aspects of energy. So that is what you will have to do. And then create an action plan. Once you have understood what kind of energy is lacking, create an action plan and include all aspects in your day-to-day life. If you're very busy, commit to at least 15-20 minutes of walk or yoga in your day-to-day life. And it could be simple stretching, include deep breathing as well. In fact, if you don't have time, deep breathing can be included during your hectic day, like in once in morning, once in afternoon, and once in the evening. You can take a break and do a 6-3-6-3 breathing, in which you are inhaling for 6 counts, holding for 3, and exhaling for 6, and again holding for 3. And do this for 7 cycles, and you will see immediate surge in your energy. Do it 3 times, once in morning and once in afternoon when you are tired continuously working, and once in evening, so that you can start your next shift for whatever you want to do, however you want to contribute. Okay, so this is what we can do for physical energy. And for mental, for now, I'll suggest pick some hobby. Forget about new hobby. I will not even say new hobby, because many of us are not even pursuing our hobbies. So, but if you can learn something new, it will give stimulation to your brain. Also, rationalize your beliefs. What are the labels you have created for yourself? How do you define yourself? That might be taking away your energy. So, rationalize that. That will help you to work on mental energy. And create a plan for emotional energy. It could be like weekly outing with group of friends or family. And for today, what I really want you to do is resolve one lingering conflict. At least one person you have been avoiding, or something which is lingering in your mind, go ahead and resolve it today. That's your action plan for sure for today. If not today, it's very difficult, or you're so busy, in next 3 days you are going to do it. And I really want to see your comment there. You're not going to skip this. Okay, and then reflect every day, 5 minutes you spend in the evening. How was your energy level during the day, and where were you missing? Many a times we know what we are missing on, right? And but we don't do it. Remember, in one of the course earlier we spoke about the journaling. So in fact, you can use your journaling to reflect on what is missing from your life, and practice gratitude. We will be talking in detail about gratitude and mindfulness in our further courses, but that will also help you to bring the overall energy balance. So, thank you for being there in this video. And if you are able to manage these four aspects of energy, believe me, you can achieve anything. And our intention of achieving your potential in joyful and loving way can be fulfilled. Because you know what is the biggest obstacle in achieving any goal, or maybe your goals? It is lack of energy. And we are not even aware that we are lacking energy, because when we are energetic, we can actually go and achieve anything. So go on, and I cannot wait for you to share your comments. What are your takeaways? What are the things which you are going to implement in your life? Thank you. Bye.